You're watching Fugitive Red-Eye, and as the title of this video implies, today I'm going to be talking about a little bit of backstory for a South Park character. If you've watched my channel for a while, then you know I'm quite a big fan of South Park. It's one of my all-time favorite shows, and I made it a personal goal to collect every single DVD release of the show there is. Today I'll be talking about a character that doesn't really get a whole lot of attention in the show, and in fact is actively avoided to be talked about, and that's Kevin Mephesto. Kevin Mephesto is the little guy you're seeing on the screen here now. Mephesto's little assistant guy that he always has with him. Now, within the show, they never really give much explanation about him. In fact, any time that they want to, they actively avoid talking about it. For instance, Chef asks about it twice during Cartman's mom is a dirty slut, and Cartman's mom is still a dirty slut, and Mephesto refuses to answer. But, believe it or not, there actually is a backstory to this character. Now, if you're a fan of Primus, or have just listened to Chef Aid the album in general, then you may be familiar with a little song called Mephesto and Kevin, misspelled on the album as Mephisto and Kevin, but still nonetheless. Mephesto and Kevin is a song on the Chef Aid album which actually describes in great detail the creation of Kevin and how he got to be with Dr. Mephesto. Basically, what happened was Dr. Mephesto and another doctor, Dr. Apesacrappin, wanted to do an experiment to make the world's best singer. So, they went through an urban legend to find some of Michael Jackson's semen, and they took some DNA from some other singers and stuff as well, and combined it in the womb of a llama to create Kevin. And while Kevin had an amazing singing voice, he couldn't speak normally, or at least didn't seem to, apart from the occasional gurgle. He, of course, started ending up looking very odd, and got bullied, and he received the nickname Gopher Boy, and people threw bananas at him to bully him, which I think is a weird thing to do, but whatever. Dr. Apesacrappin ended up getting arrested, whereas Dr. Mephesto eventually ended up adopting Kevin. And then they moved to South Park, and the rest is pretty much history. So, that would make Kevin Mephesto Terrence Mephesto's adopted brother. Now, there is some more stuff about Terrence Mephesto that I would mention, but it would be a spoiler for the Fractured Butthole, so I'm not going to actually mention it here, but I might in another video. But Kevin Mephesto's kind of disappeared from the show as of late, and he wasn't even in the Fractured Butthole in the Mephesto's lab level. So I wonder what the hell happened to Kevin. Last time we saw Kevin was back in 201, I believe, and he hasn't been seen since. This is a character that a lot of people probably don't think much about, but I thought it was fascinating nonetheless. Now, whether or not Chef Aid the album can be considered canon is debatable, but South Park is full of inconsistencies regardless, so it's hard to say. I mean, the show itself isn't exactly serious when it comes to plot, and in fact didn't really have any continuity until the last couple of seasons. I mean, granted, there's always been somewhat of a loose continuity, but it didn't really go full on until season 18 and 19 up until 20. Now it's gotten back to the point where it's about season 6 continuity, where it's, occasional references to other episodes here and there, or recurring jokes going through the whole series. But regardless, Kevin is one thing that I don't think a lot of people think about when they think of the show, and it's something that always intrigued me, and I'm glad that they actually had some sort of explanation, even if it was never in the show itself. Anyway, this has been Fugitive Red-Eye, and you have a great rest of the day.
Subscribe to Fugitive Red-Eye.